It would have been so cool to visit a dinosaur theme park. Too bad any attempts to make one will always be ruined by corporate greed and mismanagement. Gone are the dino exhibits and the gyrosphere rides, but in all that wreck and ruin, I somehow managed to acquire a very precious, highly sought after piece of material. No, not dinosaur eggs or prehistoric mosquitoes encased in amber, something far more valuable. I got myself a copy of the fabled cookbook that features the food served throughout the Jurassic World Park. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jurassic World, the official cookbook. Jurassic World, the official cookbook written by Dayton Ward with recipes by Elena P. Craig, takes us back to Isla Nublar, home of the now defunct Jurassic World. This cookbook acts as if it's actually a souvenir you can buy at the park that you can take home to recreate the dishes, drinks, and desserts that were served in the different areas of Jurassic World. The recipes are divided into different chapters that each represent a different section of the park, like the Gyrosphere Valley, T-Rex Kingdom, Jurassic Lagoon, Cretaceous Cruise, Gentle Giants Petting Zoo, and the Jurassic World Main Street. While reading, it actually makes you feel as if Jurassic World is a real place. There's even a bit of tongue-in-cheek humor as the book tries to portray the park in the best light possible, emphasizing its focus on fun and education, and completely glossing over the disastrous events of the original Jurassic Park, simply claiming that it was met with numerous challenges and obstacles. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Scattered throughout the cookbook are tidbits of information about the park's areas and attractions, as well as interesting little factoids about the park's most popular dinosaurs, which are pretty neat to read, especially if you like dinosaurs, and come on, everybody loves dinosaurs. The recipe pages are pretty standard. They start with some descriptive text that gives some dino-related facts or provide more context about the park. They're short and sweet, and they help you further immerse yourself in the theme. One of the things I don't like though is that a lot of the recipes don't come with an accompanying photo. There are a lot of recipes that sound good, but because there's no photo, I know I won't be making them because I prefer to have a visual guide so I know what end result to aim for. The recipes that do have photos look pretty good. The photos are well staged with a lot of natural elements in the backdrops and props to give it an environmental feel. Most of the appetizers and mains look yummy, but only some of them look on theme. There are some where they sneak in some dino elements in the plating to fit the theme, but most of them look like regular food. It's really the drinks and desserts where the dinosaur theme really shines. They were able to be a bit more visually creative for those recipes, and a lot of them look fun and whimsical, just as you'd expect from a dinosaur theme park. So it's sad that we can't visit Jurassic World anymore and we can't try any of this food, but having learned nothing from the themes and message of the movies, let's go ahead and recreate Jurassic World so we can bring back to life some dinos and, more importantly, the theme park grub. Let's take a small eating tour and sample some dishes from the most popular locales. First, let's hang out with the herbivores of the Gyroscope Valley to have a taste of this popular park favorite, root vegetable chips served with volcanic hummus. Starting with the chips, we're gonna need around 2 pounds of a variety of root vegetables. I have here a potato, beet, carrot, parsnip, and sweet potato. Scrub them clean and peel them if you want. Then you're supposed to slice these paper thin with a mandolin, but I'm using the slicer attachment of my food processor since I've never used it and I've always wanted to try it. Spread these over some paper towel and sprinkle with some salt and let the salt draw out the moisture from the veggies for 15 minutes. Now prepare 2 baking sheets, line them with parchment paper and brush them with a thin layer of olive oil. Blot the veggies to absorb any remaining moisture and place them on the sheets and brush them with even more olive oil. Now pop them in the oven for 15 minutes. After that, take them out and swap the placement of the sheets so that the bottom one goes on top and top goes to the bottom, and bake an additional 10 to 15 minutes. When browned and mostly crispy, let them cool and you're ready to snack on them. With the chips, you gotta make the dip. The volcanic hummus is composed of red lentil hummus and black lentil hummus. To make the red lentil hummus, boil 1.5 cups of water in a small saucepan along with half a tablespoon of vegetable bouillon paste, half a cup of red lentils, and a bay leaf. Bring to a boil, cover, then reduce to a simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. Remove the lid and then let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. When the lentils are creamy, transfer it to a bowl and set it aside, and also remove the bay leaf. Now in a food processor, pulse 2 cloves of garlic until they're finely chopped. Then add a 1/4 cup of diced up roasted red pepper, 2 tablespoons of tahini, 1 teaspoon of paprika, juice and zest of half a lemon, and a pinch of salt. Combine it all together, then add in the red lentils and mix it all completely. On to the black lentil hummus. So similar steps, boil 1½ cups of water in a small saucepan along with half a tablespoon of vegetable bouillon paste, half a cup of beluga or black lentils. I couldn't find any black lentils at the store, so I'm using French lentils, which is the closest looking thing I can find. Add a pinch of red pepper flakes and bring to a boil. Then cover and reduce to a simmer for 20 minutes. After that, remove the cover and then let it simmer for another 15 to 20 minutes until most of the liquid is gone. Then put the lentils aside and let cool for another 20 minutes. Then add in the cooled lentils to a food processor along with 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds, 2 tablespoons of tahini, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, half a teaspoon of paprika, juice of half a lemon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. Mix it all together until smooth. Now in a bowl, scoop the black hummus to one side and then the red one to the other side. Sprinkle some paprika and sesame seeds for the look. In the cookbook, there was a cool footprint on the dip, so I'm gonna try to add some with my dollar store dinosaur. No luck. I'll just quit while I'm ahead, cause it still looks pretty cool. Now we head to one of the park's most popular areas, the T-Rex Kingdom, to try this majestic 3-meat monstrosity, the ultimate carnivore's burger. First thing we gotta do is make some pickled onions. In a canning jar, pack in 1 red onion that's thinly sliced, then in a small saucepan over medium heat, heat up a cup of white vinegar, half a cup of water, a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of molasses, a 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar, 1½ tablespoons of whole peppercorns, 1½ tablespoons of coriander seeds, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, and a pinch of red pepper flakes. When it boils, remove from the heat and submerge the onions in this pickling liquid. Let it cool down to room temp, then place it in the fridge for at least 1 hour. Now to make a really easy feta topping, combine 6 ounces of crumbled feta with 1 tablespoon of minced fresh mint leaves, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and some ground black pepper to taste. On to the burgers. In a large bowl, mix together a pound of ground beef, a pound of ground lamb, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, half a teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Make sure everything is well combined. Shape the patties to your liking. The photo in the cookbook showed the burgers as thick and chunky, so I'm gonna try to make mine the same. Cook that until the inner temperature reaches 140 degrees Fahrenheit for medium and 155 for medium well. While that's cooking, place some pancetta slices in a pan and let it render over medium heat for 8 to 10 minutes. Get it crispy on both sides and set them aside on a plate. Now let's assemble the burger. Start by spreading some mayo on some burger buns. You can use garlic aioli as well, and there's a recipe for that in the book if you'd like. Cover the flat surface of both buns, about a tablespoon per bun. Then lay down a crisp piece of pancetta on the bottom bun. I went with 2 cause why not? Then the burger patty, put some of the feta topping on top, and then the pickled onion, and that's the epic 3-meat ultimate carnivore's burger. For our last stop in our day at the park, we go to the Jurassic Lagoon to have a peek at the mighty Mosasaurus at the Splash Zone. And this drink we're about to make is inspired by this iconic aquatic attraction. First, we gotta make the ginger syrup. In a small saucepan over medium-high heat, mix together 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, and a 2 to 3 inch piece of ginger that's been peeled and cut to chunks. Bring to a boil and stir everything until the sugar is dissolved. Then remove this mixture from the heat and add in 3 tablespoons of dried butterfly pea flowers and steep that in the syrup for about an hour. You can already see the rich blue color seep through. This ginger syrup will last in your fridge for up to a week, but make sure you strain to remove the flowers and ginger. Now to make the drink, grab some large marshmallows and cut them diagonally to form some teeth. Also make a cut at the base so you can place it on the glass rim. Fill the glass with ice and then place the marshmallows around the edge. Then add in 3 tablespoons of the ginger syrup. You're also supposed to add half a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste, but I couldn't find any in the grocery store, so I just substituted it with vanilla extract instead. Then top it off with soda water, but as you can see, my drink turned into a pretty dark, almost black color, which I didn't like. Maybe the vanilla extract made it darker? That might be the reason why the recipe called for paste so that the color won't combine. I wanted the blue back, so I remade it and left out the vanilla, and yeah, it's definitely more blue this way. Now we top it off by placing a skewer with a gummy shark on top in the middle of the glass, and look at that! Looks just like the movie. Side by side, I can't even tell which is which. If you think you can guess which one's the movie and which one's the drink, let me know in the comments. Alright, all this cooking has made me hungrier than a T-Rex, so let's dig in. Starting with the chips, I kind of have mixed feelings about these. Some of the chips are nice and crispy and delicious, but some of them are kind of thick and leathery. I definitely should have cut them thinner, but also I found that the different types of veggies cook faster than the others. The beets cooked super fast and the potatoes needed much more time, so the cooking gets pretty uneven if you're doing a medley like this. Let's see if the hummus is gonna save the day. Trying the black hummus first. Definitely an improvement. The black hummus has a rich, salty umami flavor. It has a nice texture, but it's a bit thicker than I'd like, so it's kind of hard to scoop out without breaking the chips. The red hummus though is a winner. It's got the perfect creamy consistency, and I love the layers of flavors brought on by the roasted red peppers and the garlic. I can definitely see myself making this again. I tried the black and red combo, which wasn't bad, but the red one by itself is my favorite. Now it's time to take a bite out of this burger. This thing is pretty majestic in size, and I can't wait to dig into the beef and lamb duo with the pork pancetta in the supporting roll. Let's dissect this to further study this creature. In the cross section, I can see that I got a medium well. I kind of regret making the patties so thick though. I should have just made it regular size. Now I gotta really bring out my inner Tyrannosaurus to wrap my jaw around this thing. And you know what? This thing is delicious. The blend of the meat is super flavorful. I love the subtle gaminess from the lamb, although the pancetta gets kind of lost because I made the burger patty so big. The pickled onions gives it a nice zing, and the feta with the mint gives it a creamy and refreshing accent. I don't even miss the good old ketchup, mustard, and processed cheese combo. This is good stuff. Now let's wash it all down with a splash zone. This looks pretty neat, although it's pretty gimmicky, but I don't mind gimmicky. The blue color is hypnotic and the hanging gummy shark is pretty cute. Taste-wise, it's pretty refreshing and subtle. I'm digging the ginger syrup and it's not too sweet. I do want to try the original version with the vanilla, so I ended up re-adding some vanilla extract, but you know what? I actually prefer it without the vanilla. I don't think the vanilla works particularly well with the ginger. I think it just softens the gingery kick. And you can't go wrong with munching on some extra marshmallows and gummies. Final verdict for Jurassic World, the official cookbook: strong visuals with fun dishes for every diet.